Finally get paid for the get down. You can't tell me shit now about time. Do you know how many lines I done pent down? Vibes I done sent out, but we in here, you dig. I'll up the market till they come red carpet the kids. Success still the target, soon I'll be crossing that bridge. But can't bring everybody with me, family only. I got some people think I owe a favor, barely know me. That's why my focus on the road, it's all I know. I see them sticking close to play the wall and watch.
So we have Takeda's backstory. Now I've recorded this video like 4 or 5 times already. I don't know what the words to use, bro, because like I'm usually like not too hot and not too cold on Mortal Kombat 1, but this backstory is pissing me off, bro. As like a Takeda fan and a Shiryu fan, like I don't understand what they're doing in this game to the Shiryu. Like I don't get it. First they changed Scorpion, Hanzo Hasashi, Hanzo being a freaking kid in this timeline. And then you have Kuai Liang take over the mantle of Scorpion. To now Takeda not even being Kenshi's son, and not even being trained by Hanzo, but being trained by him being in the Yakuza and enjoying being in the Yakuza, which is a far cry from where he was in Mortal Kombat X. So he was like a super innocent, like good-natured person, to now like he's a ruthless criminal and he enjoys that shit. And that's not even talking about the fact that he looks like he's freaking 40 years old. Like he has so many wrinkles. I think he has more wrinkles than the original Hanzo. Like it's crazy how wrinkled this guy is. Like he looks like he's older than Kenshi. Like if I'm being honest, like I don't understand it. Like okay, but before we get more into this, let's read the bio, right? So now I was looking to see if Mortal Kombat 1's official Twitter posted it, or if Ed Boon posted. I haven't seen anything. Like I checked earlier, but you know, like yeah, see, I still haven't pulled up. Like I was looking, I didn't see it. I just saw, you know, the normal stuff that they've been posting, but they haven't posted any official like bios from him yet. So I'm taking this with a grain of salt. But you know, if it does come true and this is the real bio for Takeda, I'm gonna be annoyed. Anyways, let's jump into this. Similar to his cousin Kenshi, Takeda Takahashi was raised as a Yakuza. Unlike him, Takeda enjoyed this lifestyle. That's why he was chosen to end Kenshi's crusade against his masters. The fight mortally wounded Takeda, and unwilling to let his cousin die, Kenshi rushed him to the nearest help. The Shiryu, even after Takeda was healed, Kenshi wouldn't release him. He feared that the Yakuza might kill him for failing his mission. Takeda resisted attempting to escape repeatedly, but as the months dragged on, he began to appreciate the Shiryu's selfless commitment to protect the Earth realm. A contrast to his past lifestyle. Takeda swore to rip up Earthrealm's underworld by the roots, but he soon learns that they are stronger and more tangled than he ever thought possible. Now I'm gonna be honest, there's a bunch of holes in this bio. Like I don't know if it was like I don't know if it was rushed or like the way they read it just sounds weird. Now, mind you, you know, Takeda was a good. Obviously, they changed his personality a lot in this timeline, but apparently he gets some of it back towards the end of the bio, which is what they're saying, right? He was chosen to end Kenshi's crusade against his masters. The fight mortally wounded Takeda, and unwilling to let his cousin die, Kenshi rushed him to the nearest help, the Shiryu. Now, mind you, this is obviously taking place like after the story, because the Shiryu was founded after like the events of the story. So I assume that's like where this is taking place, right? So even after Takeda was healed, he tried to run away and get away from Kenshi and the Shiryu, but Kenshi wouldn't let him leave. And then after like just being with the Shiryu for a few months, he suddenly changes his personality and and wants to become a protector like the Shiryu, instead of like being, you know, what he was for his whole life, right? So apparently he becomes the Shiryu with Scorpion, the new Scorpion, Kuai Liang, and decides to try and rip apart the Yakuza. And he finds out that it's more entangled than he thought possible. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you. The bio, it is what it is. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't really care for it. I don't care for the bio. I don't care for this new like iteration of Takeda personality. Like, it's just, I don't understand how you can biologically change somebody. Like, regardless of the timeline, like tempering with whatever you want. Like, how do you biologically get changed? Like you can't from being someone's son to being someone's cousin. Like this doesn't make sense, bro. It don't make sense how he just somehow becomes his cousin when you have Takeda's mom and father in this timeline and they're together. Like I think Kenshi said in one of his bios that Sushen forgives him for what he did in the past, and like they're working things out or something like that. It's something along those lines. So you have this, and then you still go the cousin route. Like who's his parents? Like I don't. I'm trying to get this, and I'm trying to be understanding because like I try and like look at everything critically and just like find a way to understand how their thought process is within this, because like I feel like you can't touch some genetically and just make them. How do you make a son to a cousin? Like I don't. I'm struggling to get this, and like that's why like I just don't understand, bro. And like the reason why I don't like it is because out of all the characters that the Mortal Kombat has put out over the years, like recent years, I feel like Takeda had the best backstory. If you go by the comics and everything like that, like you know that he was being hunted down by the I think it was the Red Dragon, and the Red Dragon wanted to kill him, but his mother sent him away before they got there, and then his mother killed almost every single black Red Dragon member there. And then like they were like, who are you? And then like she's like, oh, I'm the bitch with the blade, and she cuts someone's head off, and she kills everybody except for one guy gets up and, well, I think she ends up killing him too, but he shoots her and she dies. Then they say Kenshi arrives, and he grabs Takeda, and they start running away, right? And then like as they're getting chased, Kenshi's fighting off the Red Dragon while also trying to protect Takeda. And then he brings him to the Shiryu, and then like he has Scorpion take him off his hands and trains him. It's like kind of like Star Wars, like train the boy, you know? Like he has him train Takeda the arts of protecting himself and fighting, and basically grows up from a kid to an adult being a Shiryu and learning alongside Scorpion and the original Scorpion Hanzo. Now I was okay. I'm not okay. I won't say I'm okay with Kuai Liang being Scorpion, because I'm not. I don't like that. I still don't like it. But I've accepted it. I've accepted that the fact that Hanzo Hasashi is not a playable character in this timeline yet, and that he's a kid, which makes no sense to me in itself. And then you have this version of Takeda, who looks like he's 40, like wrinkled all over, and somehow he looks older than Kenshi. And like this, how do you go from having such a kick-ass background for Takeda to like now he is the cousin of Kenshi, and he enjoyed the lifestyle of being a yakuza, being a criminal, killing people. I'm sure he's done all types of nasty, horrible things as a yakuza member. But then, after only being with the Shiryu for a few months, decides to change his whole look on life. After only being there for a few months, and suddenly decides to rip apart like the underworld, where I'm sure Kenshi has pleaded with him multiple times to try and change his whole lifestyle, and this just be supposed to be accepted. Like, I'm not negative about Mortal Kombat 1 most of the time, but this is the one time I don't like this, bro. I'm gonna keep it a stack. Like, I'm not a fan of this. I'm not a fan of this at all. I don't like this change. Like, I don't like the change of ripping apart like his whole backstory completely, and like just keeping the fact that he's a Shiryu kind of similar. I just don't get it, bro. I don't get it. Why did they do this? Like, okay, I get that this is a new timeline, but Takeda is a newer character. He doesn't have that much known about him. So you changing his story this much doesn't make sense. I get you wanting to change like origin characters, like maybe Scorpion, Sub-Zero, fine. They've been around since Mortal Kombat the original. But Takeda has only been in one game. He hasn't had a whole lot of lore and stuff surrounding his character. You could have built upon the lore from the original Mortal Kombat, and then just like expanded on that a little bit, maybe, and like maybe have him do like, you know, Trunks, like he was like he's from the future, or maybe from an alternate timeline where something happens and Kenshi dies, and he's here to make sure Kenshi doesn't die or something. Like, there's so many things you could have done with Takeda, and the fact that they changed him biologically, which makes no sense. Like, why is he still named Takeda if if they just did his cousin Kenshi having a cousin from like the shot Yakuza, I would have been fine. You don't have to name him Takeda. You could have named him anything and just give him a whole new moveset and everything like that. And that's fine. But you're taking Takeda, who is the son of Kenshi, which, you know, not only are you just changing Takeda's with in terms of like of the Takahashi clan and everything like that, but you're also changing it. So like if you were to introduce Jackie, like now you introduce that love interest for him and Jackie being together, and okay, a lot of people don't like Jackie, it is what it is, but like you built this lore around Takeda, and like you're pretty much completely changing who he is as a character. Like you kept his movesets and everything pretty much the same outside the Ronin stuff, but you changed everything else. Like I know I'm like kind of just ranting a little bit here, but I'm just like really annoyed with this change, and I kind of just wanted to voice it here on this video and just like kind of gauge where the community is at in terms of like Takeda being his cousin now and not his son. I don't get it. I'm trying to understand and wrap my mind around it. Like this is probably the first, like one of the I won't say it's the first negative video because I think I've had like one or two. But I want to just know what you guys think about this change. I'm big Takeda fan. So like when his lore and everything like that, and I read the comics, and then like his gameplay, I fell in love with this character because Takeda, like it's just an awesome story about how his mother sacrificed herself to protect him and save him, and like he became a Shiryu to pretty much avenge. Like to me, like Kenshi leaving Takeda with the Shiryu was probably one of the best things for him, because like Scorpion lost a son, right? He lost a son and a wife, and like he gained Takeda as like someone that I even think he feels like, you know, he's like that, like he treats like a son. Like he, like to me, that's what really helped Scorpion get past his anger, is having Takeda there and like teaching Takeda, you know, to let go of like everything and just like becoming a Shiryu. And I think that in the same sense, like, you know, Takeda, his dad not being around because dad went to go avenge Sushin, and he looked at Scorpion as like more than a grandmaster. Like I feel like that's just the way in my mind I see the relationship, and I think that if they fed off that, so to me, like not only is Hanzo not in this game, you change Hanzo from being Scorpion to being a kid. Okay, now you change Kuai Liang to be Scorpion. Okay, fine, whatever. That's what you guys want to do. That's fine. And now you're changing Takeda's whole character. His whole character's changed. Outside of his moveset staying the same. Everything about him has changed. Outside of him being in the Shiryu, like, I mean, I guess that's the same, but it's still, he's an adult when he becomes a Shiryu instead of him being a kid and learning and growing up in the Shiryu like he did in the past timeline. So yeah, like I said, I understand time travel and stuff like that, but I don't think there's a way you can biologically switch a character to being a cousin from being a son. Like, I really wish they would have gone the future Trunks route. Like that would have been, I feel like would have been cool. Like I said, I'm not sure if this is real or not, or I want to say it's real because I think it's the Realmcast. I think this is the official Twitter of the Realm of the Realmcast. So I don't know what to say, man. Like honestly, I feel like I've been ranting for the last 13 minutes, but I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little annoyed with this change. But anyways, I don't want to talk too much more. Let me know what you guys think about the change of like, what do you guys think about the change of Takeda? Like, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, like I'm not a fan of it. Like, this is probably on par with them changing Scorpion, making Kuai Liang Scorpion instead of Hanzo Scorpion. Like, this is like along those lines of like being annoyed and kind of like pissed off at the direction that they're taking these characters. I get it's a new timeline and I get like personalities and they said allegiances and everything will switch, but how do you biologically change somebody from being a son? And like I know I'm harping on that part a lot, but how do you do that? I don't get it. Like, they grab it, like the seed out and just put it over here, give it to them. Like, how the fuck does that work, bro? Like, I need this to make sense. Like, I'm annoyed. And like I was at work and I was pissed off. Like once I read this, because like I don't like it, bro. I don't like this change. I don't like it, dude. I don't like the fact that Takeda is not the son of Kenshi anymore, and like his backstory is completely changed. Like, but the only good thing that comes from this is that maybe with this being a thing, now he can appear in other Mortal Kombat games. With Takeda now not being the son of Kenshi, yeah, and for being along the same timeline and like age-wise around where Kenshi, Liu Kang, and everybody is, like now he could appear in more games. That's the only good thing. If we're looking at anything, like looking at it was like half with glass half full. That's the only thing I can say. Like, I don't like this. But let me know you guys' opinions in the comment section below. Do you guys like this? Do you think that this change is a good one, or like, are you like me who don't really like the change? This is more about the story and lore of the character versus anything else, because obviously the gameplay has changed. It's still the same gameplay, which I think is awesome. I'm glad that they kept the same gameplay. I'm just not a fan of the changes to his background and his story. But anyways, guys, that's gonna do it for today's video. Like I don't know what to say. I hope you guys have a good rest of your day, and let me know you guys' thoughts in the comment section below. I'm gonna be replying to everybody that comments in this video, and I'm out of here. Peace.
Please fill my cup. Am I really asking for much? It's been a long week, I'm looking for fun. Please fill my cup. Find me under the sun. SOS, I'm just looking for a good time. Whoa.